Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Girls Who Rock with Success, which is a digital media for entrepreneurial teams. We profile young entrepreneurs in business and lifestyle branding. To learn more, just go to our website at www.womenwhorockwithsuccess.com. Now let's go to the broadcast with our podcast host, Mrs. Diane Winbush.
Good morning, Radio Land, and welcome to Girls Who Rock with Success. And, of course, this is your host, Diane Winbush. Thank you so much for tuning in today on Saturday. We are an affiliate of Women Who Rock with Success, and, of course, on this podcast, we spotlight and profile teen entrepreneurs in their brand. So today we will be talking to Miss Adelle, and so she's going to share her brand in regards to bakeries and creperies, which I've never eaten, but I would like to learn a little bit more about it today. So good morning, Adelle, and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, great. You're welcome. So we're going to get started. Tell us a little bit about you.
So I am now 16. I'm going into my junior year at high school, and so I have been the co-owner of Adelle Crepes for the past 4 years.
Okay, great, okay. And so tell us a little bit about your other, any hobbies that you have or any background histories that kind of perhaps maybe led you from there to now. So take, for example, sometimes individuals, they maybe, some of the guests that we have had, they have created hair products, perfume products, lipstick products, nail products, and so they started from a smaller, area in their lifetime, which led them up to be able to do what they are doing now. So share with us what kind of led you to be able to do creperies.
Yeah, so growing up, my mom always loved cooking, and so I loved cooking with her. And then my dad he was born in England, but he loves France. So whenever we would go and visit, we would always look for the best crepes we could find anywhere from street carts to fancy restaurants. And another tradition I got from him was every Mardi Gras, we would have a party and make hundreds of crepes the night before. So growing up, cooking and crepes were always a big part of my life. And so I wanted to bring that to other people on a larger scale.
Okay, great. So let's get a little bit more in the meat and potatoes of the bakery and the brand. So tell us a little bit about what you do, what your role is, how you get started every morning with crafting creperies for your customers.
Yeah, so every morning we open at 8:30 every morning, and so I get here with our amazing staff, and so we make everything fresh to order because crepes are cooked very similarly to pancakes, so everything is made as they order. And everyone here is able to do all of the jobs, so we all trade doing cooking, talking to customers, even to dishwashing. So it's an effort that we all take on together. So it's just been a lot of fun over the past 4 years.
Okay, great. So what are some of the pros and cons? A lot of times when I think when I first got started in customer service, it was like I think I was about 23 or something like that, and so I had to take on the form of learning how to satisfy customers, and then I also had to deal with the pros and cons of customers that were not satisfied as to what I was serving them when I was working in retail and restaurant management. So tell us a little bit about that. So this would encourage also other teen entrepreneurs as to if they experience some, a little, I don't know what the word I'm trying to use, but, if they experience some things as to, if they have a customer that's not satisfied, sometimes people will, become dissatisfied about the smallest thing. You didn't put enough sugar in my coffee. It's too hot. It burned my mouth or what have you. So talk to the audience as to how you deal with customers on a day-to-day basis if they are not satisfied.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, when you first start doing this, it is very tricky, and I started learning this when I was 12 years old, and I already had a hard time just talking to people who were my age, so taking on this whole new challenge was very scary at the beginning. And yeah, we would have customers who had the smallest complaints, and I had to learn to, kind of be able to listen to them and, stand up for my brand. But at the same time, the customer is always the customer. So you want to make sure that they are always happy because that's what they're paying for. They're paying for that experience, and we want to provide the best one possible. So, yeah, it was a learning process through the whole thing, and just, talking with my parents and the other staff members, I was able to learn how to deal with that without becoming too overwhelmed by it.
That was awesome. I've never heard anyone make that statement as what you made. That's what they're paying for. They're not only paying for the product, so I guess they're paying for that customer service as well. Wow, that's something that kind of stands out. That they're paying for that customer service. So, I think one of the experiences that I had, and this has been, like I said, 25, almost 30 years ago, and so the customer came in and they brought the sandwich and they threw it back up on the counter, and I think we put mayonnaise on there, and it wasn't supposed to be mayo on the sandwich, and so the best thing for me to do at that time was to be able to satisfy that customer, and so that is a very, very great response. And so I asked that question because it seems like that you're getting a lot of experience at an early age before you have became an adult as to how to deal with the pros and cons of customers, whether they're satisfied or not. So that's great. What a great response. So the next question I would like to ask is for the audience is, were there mentors along the way to boost your path for business? Because I know some of the teen entrepreneurs that we have had on the show, they have, some people have been inspired by Oprah. I think Oprah featured one of our guests in her magazine. And so a lot of teen entrepreneurs have mentors that they reach out to, or they pattern, their journey for business in regards to, how they have learned from them. So were there any mentors along the way? And that can also be your parents, too, if you would like to respond to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I was very fortunate to have lots of mentors in my personal life, beyond just looking at celebrities and other people who've done similar things to what I want to do. My parents were very helpful with the start of the Creperie and encouraging me to, keep going and not be discouraged by the more difficult business aspects that I'd never really been exposed to before. They are both business owners themselves, so they were experienced in that aspect, but none of us have done anything like this before, so it was a learning process for all of us. But I was also really fortunate to go to a fantastic school, Normal Park, is where I went, and I had amazing teachers from elementary school all the way through middle school who taught me to, really value what I was able to do and not try to discredit myself just because I was younger and I was unexperienced. And they believed in me more than I did, and that helped me, believe that I could do this and that it wasn't just some crazy dream.
Right. Okay, great. So although we have interviewed many teen entrepreneurs around the U.S. and in America and what have you. And so the most unique thing that stood out with me in regards to your brand is that we're from the same state. So you're from Tennessee, and we reside in Tennessee, yes, as well. We're from a little bit below Jackson, Tennessee, between Nashville and Memphis. And so when I saw that, I said, oh, Chattanooga. I'm like, okay, so this has hit home a little bit. And so I said, let's reach out to her and see what she has to bring to the table. So on a day-to-day basis, what is Chattanooga like in your area as in regards to how the customers are overwhelmed with what you serve to them, even as a teen entrepreneur? What are the takeaways that you get from that every day when you can be able to pack something inside of a person that is so yummy and wonderful, and how they leave your establishment being served?
Yeah, I think so. One of the most unique and fun parts about having a creperie in the South is a lot of people have never heard of crepes, or especially never eaten a crepe before. They're very traditionally French or English, so we get a lot of people just saying, like, what is this? And so kind of giving them that first experience of being able to look into, a small part of another place's culture, and able to do that through food, because food is such a big part of culture. And so, yeah, helping, kind of seeing them learn about it and come back week after week. It's amazing to, see regulars coming back and getting the same thing or trying new things. So that's always a really fun experience.
Okay, great. So they are able to get the same experience, same customer service, same smile, same friendly atmosphere, and what have you. Because even with the area of Chattanooga, beautiful trees in the fall. I'm not for sure of the establishment, but I'm pretty sure that's something wonderful for them to be able to come to your establishment, be able to sit down, eat something warm and yummy. So that's great. So how would you inspire other teens to pursue their passion and dreams? So take, for instance, a lot of times it's a struggle for a lot of teens. We have had on the show, some of them struggle because they go to public school. And so if they go to public school and they have created this great brand, sometimes they may experience resistance with other classmates and other students because they're not on the same driven path as they are. And so some individuals have experienced some backlash behind that, or I guess I would say negativity. And so how would you inspire other teens when they are procrastinated? They have an idea, they don't know what to do with it, and they're afraid to be able to pursue it, but they don't know how to. So what tips could you give to other teen entrepreneurs in that aspect?
Yeah, so I totally relate to that. So I was, going into 7th grade the summer before when I opened the creperie, and so I was always scared about what other students might think, or if they think I'm just, trying too hard or something like that. But thankfully, I had a lot of positive responses, and my friends were very supportive, and I've also, found ways to have them involved in the creperie, coming and working some Saturdays or just anything like that. But I also think that it's very helpful to, especially when you have an idea and you don't know what next steps to take, is to reach out to people who have done it, or people who kind of understand what you're trying to do. So whether that's your parents or other businesses in the area that can at least either, kind of teach you how to start, or maybe even give you that platform if you can work with them or something like that. So it doesn't, quite matter at the beginning if you get all the way there at the start, but taking those small steps towards your goal are just as important than trying to take one big leap.
And I think that's an awesome start for you, is that you already have your parents already working in that that field of business and trying to, I guess get you started into business as well. And a lot of times, no matter what a brand starts out with, it can become something spectacular down the road. It's just, sweat equity. Individuals have to work hard for what it is that they desire, and then meeting the customer's needs is very, very important, as well. So, I applaud you mostly, for that, just stepping out, willing to do something. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to do it anyway. So that's, that takes a lot of team momentum. So what is the next chapter for the bakery that you would like to see? A lot of times we say, well, it's just creperies, but creperies can go so far as to whatever you bring to the product. So take, for instance, we have had the I think it's the Dawn dishwashing liquid for so many decades, many decades. And so now they have a new product with the Dawn where all you have to do is spray the utensil or the pan or the pot or something like that, and just take a rag and just wipe it. You don't have to fill the sink up with water no longer. It's just a sprinkle and a wipe, and then you're done. So with that being said, what would you want to see for the bakery, we'll say, on a long-term initiative for the product? Where do you want to see it? What is it that you want your customers to be able to extend for your brand, where it can be able to even just move out of the state of Chattanooga? Like, okay, I'm going to give you another example. I think there's a teen entrepreneur, and I think she perhaps maybe fix pet treats. And so she not only fixed the treats where she can be able to serve it for her customers in Shelby County, she's also opened up a brand where she can be able to ship her products off to other individuals all around the United States. So with that being said, what is the next chapter that you would like to see as a long-term goal initiative for your product?
I've actually, I've had a lot of time to think about that, especially over the past few months of being in quarantine and staying safe. But I think for us, one thing we've been looking at is how to expand our menu to appeal to wider audiences while still sticking with like European brunch. And so, finding new and more creative items to add to our list while still featuring crepes. But on a larger scale, I would also really love to continue to use our space to help educate others, on the French culture, but also on the business aspects of it. So we've had a couple things like that before. The first graders at my old elementary school come once a year to see a crepe demonstration and learn just a little bit about the business. And so I'd love to continue things like that by having schools come in and being able to use it as a learning opportunity, not only for myself, but for others as well. And really just also finding other kids who want to do things like that I have been able to do with the restaurant. I love inviting people back when they tell me that they love to cook, so we bring them back to the kitchen and watch us cook and let them try it as well. So I'd love to just continue to try and be a bigger part of our community and helping as many people as we can.
Okay, great, because I kind of see, I always like to leave tips and resources to the teen entrepreneurs before we end the show. And so, it can also be an aspect for Food Network. You never know. It's just, what you're doing can be able to open so many doors for others. And then also it can be able to maneuver you to a higher platform where you can be able to take your creperies, depending on what flavors that you offer them. That's, a big thing right there. But sometimes you can take one product and be able to add so much into just that one product. Chocolate chips, blueberries, raspberry crepes, banana crepe, banana pudding. Everybody is crazy about all these flavors that people have going on today. And so there are many ways and many facets to be able to extend and be able to grow. And so, we wish you all of the best with the creperie business and what have you. And just always be looking for something to be able to extend and broaden out so you can be able to reach other demographics in other areas in the U.S. So thank you so much. So are there any tips and resources that you would like to leave also with the listeners and the audience? Of course. So we have our website that anyone can visit. So that's just adellescreperie.com. And anytime people want to, reach out or be a part of the creperie, come learn or cook here, we love that. And so we've got our email there to reach out to us. So we'd love to see any people come by who would like to try some crepes. Okay, great. And so also we would like to give you an opportunity to share as to if you want the audience to be able to follow you or to on any of your social media platforms and handles. You can do that also at this time as well.
Awesome. Yeah, so we are on Facebook and Instagram at Adelle's Creperie 423, which is our area code. And so, we post pretty regularly there, and we also post a lot of discounts and deals, so it's a great thing to follow if you're wanting to come by sometime. Okay, great. So thank you so much for being our guest on the day and taking
the opportunity, because this is around breakfast time, and so you took the opportunity to be with us this Saturday morning while you could have been fixing creperies. So we thank you so much, Adelle, for taking the opportunity to be with us and be our guest on today. And so, listeners, for all upcoming events and whatever we're doing with Girls Who Rock with Success, you can go to our website at www.girlswhorockwithsuccess.com. Adelle, you take care, and we are praying that you make the best out of your brand. Have a great day.
Thank you so much. It was my pleasure. Bye.
Okay.